Right, so for today's video, we are going to be talking about a situation that is currently going viral on TikTok between vendors and boutiques. Now, you might remember we have spoke about a situation that involves vendors and boutiques in the past, specifically with Francesca's. Francesca's being a well-known boutique in America, well, they were actually getting called out by a bunch of vendors for basically scamming them, taking these vendors' inventory and then not paying the vendors. Now, this most recent situation is a bit different to the Francesca's situation because instead of the vendors calling out the boutique, we now actually have boutiques calling out a vendor. Now, I was recently made aware of this situation by a TikTok account called kaliroseboutique. Obviously, this is one of the boutiques here that is calling out this vendor, and usually I would say, like, this is where the situation started. This isn't where the situation started. We have older videos that we're going to look at a little bit later on in the video, but it makes sense to kind of start here and you'll see why. So kaliroseboutique, this is their website right here. They sell clothing, right? And some of the clothes that they have sold have been from BluminApparel. This is their TikTok account right here. This is the vendor who makes some of the clothing that was being sold. Now, in case you're a bit confused when I'm saying like vendor and boutique, quick explanation. BluminApparel, the vendor here, will make the clothing for these boutiques to sell. I mean, we can see on the description of their TikTok account, it says wholesale only. So they are literally saying we are not selling direct to customers. We are selling to boutiques and businesses in bulk, like massive orders. They don't just have a website where you can go and like order one t-shirt for yourself, right? So then they will sell to these boutiques and the boutiques will sell them, right, as one of their products. Well, it turns out just a few days ago, kaliroseboutique actually uploaded a video talking about how they have had $78,000 stolen from them because of BluminApparel.
Buckle up, I am pissed off. I have had $78,000 stolen from me and I am done keeping quiet about this. It all came to a head back in December and I was trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was a mistake, you know, maybe things happen, maybe she would pay me back. Hate to throw somebody's name under the bus. No. I am done. I am pissed off. This was intentional. I had $78,000 stolen from me. And this is probably somebody that a lot of other boutique owners work with. So I am here to help spread the word. If you're a boutique owner, if you're a shopper, like this video, tag your boutique owner friends and help get the word out.
Yeah, so when I first came across this video, I was like a bit confused and actually quite curious to see like how this even happened, right? Because like I said before, we spoke about the Francesca situation where it seemed like allegedly they were scamming vendors. And it seemed pretty obvious how they would do that, right? Because they would receive the inventory and then just not pay for the inventory. So that's kind of how it worked, right? It was pretty obvious. And I was a bit confused how it would work the other way around, right? But apparently it is just as simple as this vendor can keep charging these boutiques.
And for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Michelle. I'm the owner of kaliroseboutique here on TikTok and everywhere. We've been in business for a very long time. This vendor that I was working with, I have also been working with for many years, so I never imagined that she would do this to me. So a quick little backstory. Back in August, I had placed an order, got the order, couple extra charges came through. September, October, couple extra charges came through. November, I started getting charged every single day. Beginning of December, multiple times a day. Beginning of December is when I realized what was happening.
Yes, as you just heard, the accusation here is that the vendor would just carry on charging this boutique. Now, of course, the first question that probably pops in your mind is how did they not notice that they were consistently being charged? And they actually go on to explain this and say, like, we have a lot of transactions every single month.
As a boutique owner, I charge literally more than $500,000 a month in wholesale orders. It's not out of the ordinary to have regular vendors charging my credit card, sometimes multiple times a week. These are vendors that I have worked with for many years. BluminApparel was one of those vendors that I have worked with for many years. Somebody that I didn't realize was going to come and steal $78,000 from me.
Yeah, so you get the explanation, right? First of all, it's a company that she trusted, she'd been working with for a long time, but also there's a load of transactions from different vendors that would charge her, like, consistently, like, multiple times a week, for example. But it then just got to a point where she noticed that there was far too many transactions coming from Bloomin. So now it's at this point in the video that Michelle, the owner of kaliroseboutique, carries on and says that she tried speaking to Amex, they haven't been helpful. She tried speaking to Bloomin, they said they would solve it, but then just never did.
Beginning of December, I realized all this is happening. I immediately contacted American Express. They've been putting me through the ringer. I have worked with American Express for many, many years and charge millions and millions of dollars to their credit cards. Never been late on a payment. Shame on you, American Express. And BluminApparel. She gave me the runaround. Oh, my mom died. This and that. My manager maybe stolen your information. I'm going to pay you back. Well, that never happened. And again, I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. This was back in December. She's saying it's a slow month. She's going to pay me back afterwards. It never happened.
Now, Michelle says that she has tried to file a dispute with Amex and then goes on to talk about Bloomin' further, and clearly she's just very shocked that someone could do this.
I did contact American Express. I immediately filed a dispute or a fraudulent charge for these charges that were charged on my credit card without my authorization. Yes, shame on me for not catching these charges earlier, but shame on you, Bloomin'. Sora is her name, for stealing information and stealing money from my credit card. It is absolute BS.
And then Michelle says that she is making this video to try and warn people who might currently be working with Bloomin' or are thinking about working with Bloomin'.
So again, this all started back in December when I realized all this was going on. American Express has been giving me the runaround since December, fighting for my money back that was stolen from my credit card from BluminApparel. So if you are a boutique owner, tag your boutique friends. If you are somebody that shops this brand, immediately stop. We need to get the word out and boycott this company, because I know for a fact after doing my research and getting ready to hire a lawyer that there are many other lawsuits out against this lady and this company. So Bloomin' is BLUMIN apparel. They're based out of Los Angeles. Do not buy from her anymore.
Okay, so as we're hearing from Michelle here, there are currently other lawsuits, she's saying, against Bloomin'. And as she also said, the reason she knows this because she was looking for a lawyer. Well, she does end up ending this video by saying, like, she is going to be hiring a lawyer to get her money back.
She owes me $78,000, and you bet your bottom that I will be hiring a lawyer and I will be going after her. I technically owe that money to American Express because they are still disputing it. They're not going to see the money from me, so they're going to have to go after her, go after somebody, because they're not going to get the money from me. I am not paying that money. I have already alerted American Express and let them know this is a fraud charge. I am not paying it. So if you are American Express listening to this video, you will not get the money from me because it is a fraudulent charge, and you guys need to do your part as a customer that has, or as a person that has been a customer of yours for many years, paying my credit card on time every single month in full. It is BS.
Now, looking at the comments in this video, pretty much everyone is on Michelle's side here. Like, we got comments like this one saying, oh my god, I thought it was just a mix-up. I was charged randomly too. This is from Grace and Boutique, right? So this is a different boutique that seemingly might be going through something similar. And then there's more comments from people saying stuff like, girl, that is a felony, to which Michelle actually replied saying that a police report is filed. And if we go over to the most recent video on BluminApparel's TikTok account, it is all about this situation. With comments like this one saying, so we are all here from the 78k video. Hello, my nosy friends. Another comment saying, so I just watched the one video claiming 78k, how many people did you do that to? And then just more comments saying stuff like, stealing from your boutique customers is wrong and it's fraud. Now, one comment in particular that was very interesting to me was actually this one here from Emma Lou Boutique that says, hey Sora, just came over to say hi. Been a while, huh? To which, when I saw this, I was like, okay, right, it's a boutique leaving this comment. It's a bit cryptic if you don't know the whole situation, you don't know the context. I wonder what's happening here. And turns out when I went over to Emma Lou Boutique's page, we find out more. So this is Emma Lou Boutique's page. It's got 400,000 followers. This is their website as well, right? Another boutique similar to the situation we spoke about earlier. And then the most recent video that was posted 9 hours ago, as I'm recording this right now, is from Tiffany talking about this situation and talking about her experience with Bloomin'. And do you remember at the beginning of the video when I said we do have an older situation to talk about? This is the older situation. Tiffany uploaded a couple of videos a few years ago talking about this with Bloomin', but in this most recent video, she does explain it kind of all together, so I feel like it makes more sense to watch this. But this was stuff that Tiffany was posting years ago. So Tiffany starts off by saying that she wasn't really going to talk about this, but she has been trying to warn people about this since 2021.
Oh my gosh, okay, I did not want to do a reply video or say anything because I didn't want to take away from Michelle at Callie Rose's, her original post at all, but so many of you guys have tagged me, and there's so much going on with this. So the thing here is that personally, I have been trying to warn everybody about this since 2021 when the same exact thing happened to us. It was a complete and total nightmare. Same exact similar situation as it has happened to a ton of other boutiques as well. We all shop markets and we shop from vendors. We get to know them really well. They become our friends. And so the fact that they could do this to you is just heartbreaking. You think that they're not going to, you think that they're going to pay it back. It's one of these things. So
Tiffany then goes on to say that she was overcharged 26 grand, and the reason for this is because she was sent inventory that she didn't want and it wasn't on the order.
In 2021, when this happened to us, ours was about a total of $26,000, and she sent me a ton of inventory and charged our card of things that we did not purchase. We got back to her immediately and we said, you sent us a ton of stuff that we didn't purchase. We did purchase, but we didn't order. You charged us for it. We are not going to take this. She kept reassuring me and saying, Tiffany, you're such a good seller. You're such a good live seller. You can sell this inventory. I'll give it to you at a little bit of a discount. I said, absolutely not.
Okay, right, first of all, that is a wild response to that, right? So she's been sent inventory that she didn't order, right? And she's been charged for it. And instead of being like, oh, okay, right, sorry, my bad, didn't mean to send you that, didn't mean to overcharge you, we'll take that back, we'll give you the refund. Bloomin' instead is trying to use this as like motivation and being like, oh, you know what? You're such a good seller. I'm sure you could sell that on. Let's just keep going with this deal that you didn't agree to. Now, Tiffany, of course, doesn't agree to this because that would be wild, right? You can't just go around charging people's cards for stuff that they haven't ordered. But the problem here is that when Tiffany's trying to get her money back, Bloomin' admit that they don't even have the money to actually refund her.
Back and forth with her on this forever. She ended up confessing that she didn't have the money to pay us back and that she was going to have to make payment plans. So I did ask my husband to go back and check to see if she had made these payments ever back to us. She did make a majority of them. We're trying to actually see if she actually made all of these payments back to us because I truthfully do not remember. My husband's our CFO, so he's going back to check on that. But this is not new. In 2021, I wrote up an entire huge thing about what happened to me. I posted it in all of our boutique groups to other boutique owners to let them know. We were immediately bullied and just, I mean, it was crazy what another boutique did to us. She went live on our Facebook page, everything, you know, calling me a liar and telling me that I'm ruining her friend's business. Whatever.
Okay, so a bunch of things right there, right? So Tiffany is saying that they did start paying back the amount that they shouldn't have even had in the first place. And it is possible they did end up paying back the whole amount. They're still checking that through. But she said, like, definitely the majority has been paid back. Tiffany also mentioned a bunch of other stuff, like trying to, like, spread the word about this, putting it in groups. And another business who is friends with Bloomin' is going at her. Like, a bunch of stuff was happening at this point. But Tiffany then goes on to say that she is not the only person it's happening to. I mean, clearly she's not, right? Because we just watched a video previously, but there's even more.
But since then, unfortunately, this has happened to so many other boutiques. And I hope that the markets do the right thing and that they do not allow her or her company back because she will continue to keep doing this to everybody. I hate that this happened to Michelle. She should have some recourse with Amex. That is terrible that they are not taking care of her. And I really hope that there is something that we can all do together to make sure that she is not allowed back at market.
And finally, Tiffany goes on to say that there's also other vendors that are doing something very similar to this day.
Also with that, there are a number of other wholesale companies that continue to charge boutiques cards, old cards that they are not authorized to charge. And this happens a lot. There was a company that we quit working with 4 years ago and continues to charge a card that we no longer even have or have access to, but somehow they are able to get charges that go through that. We have to keep an eye out for that. We call every single time, throw a huge fit. They refund our money, but how are they able to do this?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a big problem, right? That these companies can just keep charging these cards whenever they feel like doing it just because they had made a purchase previously. That sounds like a big issue. Now, looking at the comments on this video, I did see there was a comment here, like, questioning whether Bloomin' is even still in business because they're not really posting on social medias that much. But Emma Lou Boutique did respond to this, saying she's still selling and at market. She's just not posting on social media that much, obviously. So they are still in business, and I guess we just might not hear a response to this since they don't really post on social media anyways. I mean, let's have a look. When was the most recent video? Okay, so I just checked, and Bloomin's most recent post was actually in January, so not too long ago, but the post before that was in June of last year. So yeah, I mean, they don't post very often on social media. Who knows if we'll get a response. But either way, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below on everything that we spoke about in today's video, and I guess that's all the information we have to this point, so I'm gonna leave it there. So if you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.